Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry, we're just a little bit late here.
Been a hectic Friday, hectic week. Crazy to believe that next week is Thanksgiving.
It is, and it has not felt like Thanksgiving here in Omaha, Nebraska. It's been warm.
Yeah, been in the mid to upper 60s, even hitting 70s last few days, and I guess it's going to be that way tomorrow as well.
Yeah, and then we're heading down to Dallas to see the Cowboys play on Thanksgiving. So we're pretty excited about that, and really looking forward to some even warmer weather down there.
A little bit warmer weather.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Could be a lot worse.
Yes, it could.
So hopefully wherever you guys are going and whatever your plans are, hopefully you enjoy them. We wish you a very peaceful Thanksgiving holiday.
Hey, Christy.
We're looking forward to seeing K-State's final home game. Sad that there's only one left, but it'll be fun to see that on Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Cowboys on Thursday and K-State on Saturday. So
that'd be great. So, well, we can get started. We have some news on YouTube TV, and then we're going to jump into some Black Friday streaming deals.
Yeah, we're going to cover that second just to give enough people time to get on the live stream. So
time to join, and then John, do you want to talk about how you're going to put something in the community?
Yep.
So did you want to say that?
No, I will when we discuss that.
All right, so I'll start us off talking about YouTube TV.
Hey, Steve.
Overall, we can say that it's been, let me get my thing up here for you. Share this with you. Sorry. All right, so overall, it's been a bit of a mixed bag for YouTube TV, news-wise. They did struggle to attract a large amount of new subscribers to NFL Sunday Ticket in their first year. They brought in 1.3 million users so far, which is a far cry from the 4.5 million that some were estimating that YouTube TV would need 4.5 million customers to break even on how much they spent to get the rights for Sunday Ticket. So clearly they're nowhere near that yet. A new estimate from Lightman Research Group shows that YouTube TV added about 600,000 subscribers in the third quarter of this year. So they now have 6.5 million overall. So that was interesting. The top cable providers lost over 1 million users during the same period, which drops that number of paid TV subscribers to around 71.5 million. And I think we'll have some news later on about that. So keep that little cable number tucked away in the back of your mind. And then finally, just about YouTube TV, and what we really wanted to talk about is that they're dominating the live TV streaming market, but is that good for us as consumers? So the economics of live TV streaming are really quite different from from on-demand services like Netflix and Max. So the revenue per customer for a live TV streaming service like YouTube TV is much higher. And so we're not going to see the consolidation on the live side the way we are with the on-demand side, because they're having to consolidate to become profitable. So we're going to see some difference there. But YouTube TV dominating the market the way it does on the live side could lead to some competitors dropping out. So services that could be in danger, this article research was saying DirecTV Stream and even Hulu Live, because they're also trying to replicate that cable experience by offering a wide array of channels in the way that YouTube TV is.
And I would disagree with Hulu Live because they have although it's high, it's a value proposition that they have with Disney Plus and having ESPN Plus, and to me, I really see them and for the premium services being them and YouTube TV. Mm-hmm. And Fubo's their niche, but they're not going to compete, in my opinion.
Yeah, and this last part was really interesting to me because it said that we all know, right? Google owns YouTube. Google, being so large, has the power to drive smaller live TV services out of the market, depending on how it chooses to wield its power. There could potentially be fewer live TV streaming platforms available to us in the coming years. So I don't know if that means if they wanted to go after a Philo or a Frndly, if they could. I think they're different enough that I hope they would just let them be there, but Google really doesn't just let companies be. They tend to gobble up their competition. So just something interesting to keep an eye on that live side as the year goes on next year.
For sure. For sure, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with Sunday Ticket. I know they've been advertising the last week or two, offering half-price plans since we're roughly, around halfway through the season. It'll be interesting to see if they do anything different for the 2024 season after they've seen how things are going this year. Offering smaller packages. I read that they don't plan on team packages, but maybe smaller, like a subset of game packages kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out next year and if they're able to attract any more customers that way.
And hopefully they don't raise the price as their sole means of closing the gap in what they paid for Sunday Ticket and what they're earning.
That would have to be a substantial increase.
Yeah, it would.
They're $3 million short. But next, what a lot of people are interested in is Black Friday deals, since it'll be next week, crazily enough. And some have started to come out already. Some are trickling out. The typical Hulu, Peacock, Paramount Plus hasn't come out yet. A lot of speculation on that. I was reading this week, and it makes sense that Hulu went to $1.99 last year, and given their recent price increases for all three of them, I think it would stand to reason that they would probably be at that $1.99 or even $2.99 a month kind of ordeal, and that's still relatively good pricing, especially if you don't need a live service. Nicole, if you want to go over some of the device deals.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm not sure if they're all on this site. Yeah. Here's kind of, if you want to read it as I'm reading it, but Roku is going to be discounting some of its devices. The Express 4K is going to go down $15 to $25. That one includes a voice remote. The Roku Ultra will be $30 off, so you can snag that for $70. And that has what Roku says is its best remote, rechargeable battery, built-in Bluetooth private listening. And then the Stream Bar, which is, they call it 2-in-1. So you're getting a sound element, speaker element there, as well as a streaming device. That's $30 off for $100. And then there are a few subscriptions here too. We can get to some devices.
Let's do the device.
Well, okay, we'll stick with devices. Let's take a look at Tableau. So down here a little bit.
And we actually just finished testing the latest Tableau device. As we mentioned a few weeks ago, they had sent us one to test out. We typically pay for in all of our services and devices and test them around, but they had someone else to review.
Yep. And if you have a Tableau, this is what the new 4th generation looks like, and it really is a lot smaller and lighter than the older Tableaus, which we bought one, I think last year, maybe, or early this year.
2 years ago.
Okay, it's like twice the size and quite a bit heavier. So this really is what it looks like. It's pretty nice. You can watch our review on it, but that through November 27th, you'll be able to get this model right here, which is the one we tested. It's a 2-tuner. So it has you can record and watch on 2 channels at once. It has built-in DVR internal storage in it, so that's nice. You don't have to connect an external hard drive to record, and it's going to be on sale for $80, which is a savings of 20% off the regular price. And then Tableau is going to reveal another deal on their blog next week. So Sean's going to try and drop that in the community once we see what it is. I know that they're also planning to put out a 4-tuner 4th generation model, and that would allow you to watch and record on 4 channels. And that right now is coming out of the gate at $140 at Best Buy, but
and it's exclusively from Best Buy. And the nice thing about the Tableau, and you'll see this in the review, but the nice thing about the change that they made since being bought out was that they no longer have a subscription pricing model to access the overwhelming majority of their features, which is nice to see.
That was the biggest detractor to us before, was that if you wanted these advanced recording features, like being able to start a recording early or extend it if you're wanting to record a game or something like that, you had to pay for that. Now you don't have to pay for that. You get 14 days of channel guide data. It's all included, and so it's worth it. It's worth looking at if you're in the market for something that would be like replacing the recast that Amazon used to have.
Yeah. And then Amazon's having some deals.
We can
Fire devices.
Yeah, we can show you that. You want to go over those?
So the 4K streaming device of this year's model, $25 list price at $50. The Chromecast 4K streaming stick with Google TV. Right now, they're listing it out at $37.99. MSRP is typically $50. The Roku streaming stick 4K is listing for
we went over Roku's
for $30. The Fire TV stick 4K Max player with remote, $40. Standard is $60. The Apple TV 4K 64 gig device, the 2021 model, is listing for $169.95, or is going to be on sale for that. List price of $199. Fire TV 4K Cube, the 3rd gen, is going to be $109.99 instead of a standard $139.99. And so those are the comments. Those,
sorry,
as of right now, the in terms of the actual streaming devices, to watch out for, and just as a reminder, don't just look at Amazon. Best Buy, Target, Walmart are all other good options to look at least in terms of major retailers. And then on to streaming services that are offering deals. Like I mentioned, there's nothing yet from Hulu. Read a lot of speculation whether or not it will happen. I anticipate that they'll come out next week with something, if they are going to do something. But in terms of promotions that the services are offering for Black Friday, Fubo is offering $20 off a month for the first 2 months, so a savings of $40 there. Sling is offering 2 main promotions. One is half off for the first month, which is typically their standard promo, but they're offering another one, which is a free Fire Stick Lite and $10 off for the first month. YouTube TV is offering $22 off a month for the first 3 months after the free trial, so it's going to be $50.99. DirecTV Stream, Nicole, do you have that link for DirecTV Stream? You can bring it up. But they're offering, of course, with DirecTV Stream, a variety of different ones that are, so just go to, here's the link, streamtv.directv.com /stream packages.
Sorry guys, 1 second, let me get that up.
But they're offering a couple different things. So for the Entertainment Plus Sports Pack bundle, they are offering $25 off a month for the first 2 months, so $50 in savings. If you go to the higher end tiers, they're offering some other deals. It's more than $50 off. Like, for example, that middle one, the choice one, it's $64, and then the Ultimate Plus Sports Pack. I don't believe they're offering the deal without the Sports Pack. I could be wrong on that, but that's what I have seen thus far. Philo just came out today and announced their Black Friday Cyber Monday deal. It's starting on Monday, the 20th, until the 28th. you get 50% off your first month with the code BFCM, so Black Friday, Cyber Monday 23. Peacock there's one deal out there right now, but I think there's going to be a better one coming around that allows you to get premium for $40 for a year, so $20 savings if you use the code Big10Fan. But again, I anticipate them coming out with a better deal next week. Apple TV Plus is offering 3 months free when you sign up through Roku. And on the non-streaming front, Mint Mobile is offering 3 months. If you buy 3 months, you get 3 months free. So again, nothing yet concrete on Hulu or Paramount Plus, and I do anticipate Peacock coming out. And we'd be interested to know what deals y'all are looking at. You're interested in if you're looking at replacing a device or trying out a service. It's typically, and Max also has not announced anything either. And from what I've read, there's anticipation that there will be another deal as there was last year. And that's typically what we do is we'll jump on those. It's a pretty affordable way to test out the services and get to watch the content we've been waiting on.
And just say if you have a Roku, Roku will be running some Black Friday deals on streaming services. They're going to have about 15 of their premium subscriptions that include AMC Plus, Hallmark Movies Now, and Stars, where they're going to offer them for 99 cents a month, I'm assuming for a limited period of time. So if there was a service like that you wanted to try, or there's a show on that service that you like, this could be a great time to use a deal through Roku or one of the other ones John's mentioned and watch your show and then cancel it.
Yeah, and we're waiting for a Max deal as well. So hopefully one will come out on that. So next on that, moving on is more updates on Bally's bankruptcy extension. Federal judge approved this week more time to file its plan to reorganize and reemerge from bankruptcy, even as they indicated would seek to file a third extension down the line, according to a person familiar with the situation. In addition, the judge had approved a deal between NBA and Bally Sports, parent company Diamond Sports Group, carrying it through this season. But interestingly, out of it, so they have a deadline of about a week from now, the 29th, to file its reorg plans, and January 29th to get approval, so a couple of months from now. But reports have come out is that Bally is saying that they're going to be around, the channels are going to be around for another year, and it will inevitably lead to liquidation, not a rebirth, so shutting down. And it's interesting to see, and what's going to interesting to see what's going to happen with those channels. And for example, YouTube TV is dropping today. It came out that they're dropping the channel that carries Phoenix Suns games. It's just going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. And to answer your question, Christy, let me see. I think it's Monday. No, Monday is our Fire Stick.
Oh, okay.
It's running on December 4th, so after Thanksgiving, just some things got in the way schedule-wise, but it's coming out on December 4th.
But we will be running our review of Amazon's new Fire Stick
on
4K
Monday.
Max stick.
Yeah, whatever their
second generation
title is.
It's Amazon, so they didn't make it easy for us, but that'll run on Monday. In case you want to try to grab that on a Black Friday deal.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Bally and what hopefully more get to go over the air. But it'll be interesting to see how that continues to play out.
Yeah. So then I wanted to talk with y'all a little bit about the strike, the Hollywood stuff. So let me show you this. As we know, the strike is over. The actors have stopped striking as well. There's just a little bit of interesting news about it. These contracts that they hammered out with the writers and the actors are going to cost studios up to $600 million a year. $450 to $600 million a year. And with all that extra cost, studios are going to be looking to cut expenses to make up for it. And some of the things they could choose to do would be hire fewer A-list actors, approve less on-location filming, trim post-production and special effects spending, and just bringing those up because I think we could see that in the content that we like to stream. We could see some changes there in the quality as they cut costs. Also, they could decide to produce fewer episodes to keep their costs down, or they could just cut shows altogether. Maybe things that they were planning to produce are not going to be made now. They're also going to, no surprise here, aggressively pursue production incentives like tax credits, which that doesn't really mean too much to us, except I think the cities that they're going to go to film on, that could be impacted there. But really at that green lighting stage, reports are saying that things are already getting impacted there. And Disney was brought up as an example, because they are expecting to spend $25 billion. That's crazy, first of all, $25 billion on content next year, versus what they spent this year was $27 billion. So we're gonna see that scale down a little. And then one other thing I want to talk about in terms of Hollywood and the strike is answering some questions. This Variety article was great. It answered some questions about what should we expect now with when our shows are going to come back that we've been waiting for. So some of the highlights of it were that the cupboard is bare. I mean, studios have run just about everything they had. And as Hollywood gets going again, it's not so easy as just, okay, the writers and actors are back, let's go. There's a lot of production issues behind the scenes, like just some of these that were interesting to me, crew members who may have moved away from LA to somewhere else because there was no work. They have to be called back, or new crew people have to be found. Schedules have to be ironed out because they brought up like Harrison Ford, who was in multiple streaming series. What's his schedule like now? You gotta set it all out to get all your talent back just to restart again. And then when will we start to see programs that went into production after the strike? When will they come back? And the rule of thumb there is 3 months for network TV series to be written, shot, and edited. So if shows can get back into production late this month, early December, then February is possible. For shows that decide to wait till January to start filming, March would be more likely on when we would see episodes come out. And again, the networks are looking at truncated seasons, so between 10 and 13 episodes. Yeah. So I have some stuff on AI here, but given the time, I don't think I'm going to go through it.
Although I did read that they're concerned that AI is basically going to wipe out animators, and that AI is going to largely take over animation. If that's something that you're interested in. Yeah, and they had some interesting news in that article as well about the residuals and how actors and writers are going to be paid differently on streaming programs now. But again, I'm not going to go into that here. Just there is some there. If you're interested in it, you can look at that article and read it. And to answer Peter's question, is the Roku Ultra good for first-time streamers? What we have downstairs, is it a Roku Ultra? We have a Roku 4K. It might be Roku Ultra 4K. But. Yeah, we have one around there, and we prefer the Roku to the Fire Stick. We had for years had only been Amazon, but I want to say 3 or 4 years ago we started using Roku as well, and we love it. It's the Roku Ultra I think is what we have. Very streamlined, easy to use. Amazon is very ad heavy, forcing you to their content, and the Roku Ultra generally, especially for a first time streamer, I think it would be a great option. Yeah. For you. And then lastly, just sort of going with content. came out this week. So you've probably seen their live action film, The Marvels, being promoted. Well, it flopped effectively. It drew what they're saying a dismal $47 million domestically during the opening weekend. It's the worst performance in the MCU franchise history. And so this was on Yahoo Finance, and what it means is that Disney's film struggles will continue to take a lot of time to correct. They've lagged behind competitors at the box office despite once being the leader in the industry. And Marvel has struggled as a franchise ever since really the last 4 or 5 years.
And that article brought up Star Wars too. The analyst was saying that it's going to take probably till 2026 for whatever Disney is doing now at the top of what they're greenlighting. It's going to take that long for us to actually see different movies coming out. And
so it'll be interesting to see how that plays in with their decisions regarding ESPN and the standalone app that they're going to have, and their other options. And I'm on record many a time saying I'm not a Disney fan, so it still affects my home because I live with Disney fanatics, but it's just interesting to see that they're continuing the struggle, and from someone that doesn't care, it just seems like that they're putting out the same content, or content that people just don't like.
Yeah, and to be fair, they said with animation, the only 2 animation movies that did really well at the box office were sequels, and Disney didn't have any animated sequel that it could release. So that could also be part of why the animated movies they released did not do well. I don't know. Marvel's, it's a different conversation.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see, especially as they begin to merge the app to get Disney Plus app together with Hulu, how that's going to impact what they do.
If you want my opinion on Marvel, really quick, because I did watch all of the Marvel movies. I think when you put out a big movie called Endgame, where you kill half of the characters, how do you come back from that? And they've tried to say, oh, well, they didn't really die, and they retcon it. But I think you blow all your capital when you do that.
Yeah.
So, it's my opinion.
Yeah. So it's really all we have for this week. Again, so I will, even though we're going to be out of town, I'm going to make sure and put a post in the community Tuesday or Wednesday, just depending on when more deals come out, to inform everyone so they can jump on those deals. And so far, especially in the live services, there are some decent ones out there if you want or need live TV for the holiday season. You can try out. So yeah, and hopefully those on-demand ones will start to trickle out here in the next couple of days.
So thanks everyone for joining us. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yes, for sure.
And we'll see you all in a few weeks.
Yep. Bye, guys.